Chapter 2 of our Holy Week Devo is called The Garden. We continue the story in Matthew chapter 26, verses 30 through 50. When they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then Jesus told them, "This very night you will all fall away on account of me. For it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I have risen, I will go ahead of you into Galilee." Peter replied, "Even if all fall away on account of you, I never will." "Truly I tell you," Jesus answered, "this very night before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. But Peter declared, "Even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you." And all the other disciples said the same. Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Going a little farther, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." Then Jesus returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. "Couldn't you keep watch with me for 1 hour?" he asked Peter. "Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away a second time and prayed, "My Father, if it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done." When he came back, Jesus again found them sleeping because their eyes were heavy. So he left them and went away once more and prayed the 3rd time, saying the same thing. Then Jesus returned to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Look, the hour has come, and the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." While Jesus was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priest and elders of the people. Now the betrayer had arranged a signal with them. "The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him." Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Jesus replied, "Do what you came for, friend." Then the men stepped forward, seized Jesus, and arrested him. After the Last Supper, Jesus goes with the 12 to the Garden of Gethsemane, an olive grove just outside the city. You can still go there today. As night wears on, Jesus longs to pray, asking his 3 closest students to watch and pray with him. Anticipating the physical agony and spiritual agony of carrying our weight of sin on the cross, Jesus prays to God the Father, "If possible, take this cup from me." But most importantly of all, Jesus prays what he teaches us to pray in the Lord's Prayer. "Nevertheless, not what I want, but what you want." After what are probably several hours of prayer, Judas arrives with a group of people to arrest Jesus. Jesus models for us how to go through stressful moments of life with friends. He models for us how to listen for the Father's voice in prayer as we discern God's will. And he models for us how to surrender our desires for God's desires. Tonight, we once again surrender what we want to God. I invite you to take just a moment to reflect on these questions. How did Jesus feel in the Garden of Gethsemane? And this question: How do you feel when you pray, God, your will be done? If you're watching this with your family, parents, with children, I encourage you to take a moment to pause the video if you're watching this later to discuss, or just take a moment now to enter into a moment of quiet and to think, reflect, or discuss together.